survive the truth.
Don't you want to have the best 12 teams in college football playing each other?
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day. I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
It is Tuesday, and you're locked into the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Dodgers. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch, and we're so glad to have you here. Jeffrey's here, Bone Crusher's here, and as promised, we are so delighted to have the head football coach of the Florida Gators, Coach John Summerall. Coach, how you doing today, my friend?
Hey, guys, I'm doing great. Hope y'all are doing well.
We are doing fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time out and being with us. I know this is a busy season. Week 0 is here, and we're so pumped up about it. I will start off like this, though, Coach. About a couple of weeks ago, we started listening to a lot of the stuff that you've been talking about, but we really listened to what your wife was talking about. I want to tell you something. Every nail salon in Northwest Florida, I mean, their business went out the roof because all the men started getting pedicures.
Well, look, it's funny how things turn out. My wife, when that came up and it got made kind of a big deal, she came to me and she was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I did not mean for this." And I'm like, "Jenny, who cares? Like, it's not a big deal." But no, look, I like to take care of myself, whether it's my teeth. I brush those too.
Yes.
And so, no, I promote hygiene in all facets. And not ashamed at all, but what a fun storyline and kind of something to get a laugh out of.
Oh, yeah, sure. For sure. No doubt, Coach. Well, let's talk about the last time you were on with us. We had talked about, before camp started, about the offensive line, and it looks like that the cream is rising to the top. I mean, being able to have the guy that you've got in the backfield, some say is the best running back in the country. How important is it going to be to have that offensive line? Tell us a little bit about that line and what those guys are doing and how much stronger and how much more dependent are you going to be able to lean on those guys during the season?
Yeah, the offensive line doing their job is critical so everybody else in the offense can do their job. And it's the one position group that everybody else needs to play well so they can play well. And to your point, it's nice having 13 back there in the backfield to hand it off to. We've also got great depth to our running back room, and we got a lot of good skill players, but the O-line's got to play at a high level for us to have success. And those guys, I've challenged them throughout the offseason at different times, and they've responded the right way. They've put in a ton of work. We've gotten a lot stronger in the weight room, and our play style's improved. And to be quite honest with you, it's probably, at least judging off of last Saturday night scrimmage, it feels like what I would consider maybe one of the most improved positions on our team. The depth of the room has gotten better, too. So not just the starting group. At left guard, Najee Harris has been a really steady player here the last couple of years. And he's probably the veteran of that group, if you will, that's played a lot of football here. But Bryce Lovett is elevated at tackle. Harrison Moore, a transfer from Georgia Tech, played really well at center. And a lot of guys along that front are making us better day in, day out. I'm excited about the direction that group's going. We need the depth of that room to continue to come on because this is a game where you need to be able to withstand some attrition if you have anything come up during the year. And I like the direction it's headed as a group. We still have a lot of work to do.
Coach, you went ahead and named your starter, and everybody around here is excited about him. Not the X's and O's part about the knowing the playbook and all of that, but talk about his leadership and how important it is for those guys to have someone like him being able to follow in that huddle.
Yeah, Philo's a great teammate. He's a good leader. Really, that's one thing I like about our quarterback room as a whole is even, Trammell is also a great teammate and a great leader. I think that whole room is what you want your team to be about at that position. They're team-first guys. They're all driven and want to have individual success, but I'm confident in Philo's ability to step up and lead, and excited for him to get his opportunity to go, and look forward to how he carries himself moving forward. But I don't think he'll change what he's done or how he's doing things by this. I think he's just going to continue to build upon the good things he's already done. I expect the rest of the room, including Trammell, to do the same. I think those guys are all wired in the right way where they're going to handle this properly and move forward to continue to help themselves be the best they can be, so in turn our team can be the best it can be.
Coach, obviously yesterday big-time news come out about the LSU program taking some of those guys from the NFL that's played some preseasons, practiced in the NFL. I know that you had commented on it yesterday, and I don't want to be redundant here, but Coach, what is the stance of your program? Obviously, the Big Ten has come against it. The ACC has put out a statement against it. The Big 12 has said against it. What about Florida? Where do you stand on this, Coach?
Well, we're currently at our roster limit. So even if there was a player we could have, we'd have to make roster moves here, which I'm not really keen to doing at this point. If you're a pro player, I think you're a pro player. And if you're a college player, you're a college player. Now, some people might think our guys are already pros because they all get paid now. But, there's nobody that's been in an NFL training camp that's coming back to play at Florida, I don't think. I don't think that's looking very likely for us. Well,
and that's a good thing because a lot of the Gator fans yesterday had called in and talked about it, and even on our Facebook feed that we have going, they didn't really want it. It feels like the fans don't really want it, so that's a good thing. Coach, I know that you're busy, and I don't want to hold you very long, but I do have one more question about SEC Media Days. Number one, how was that for you? I mean, obviously, you've been at Tulane, you've been at Troy, and you've been on the stages before, but how was SEC Media Days for you?
Oh, it's bigger than those media days of those other conferences. I think one thing that's kind of unique and funny to be in an SEC head coach, and particularly being the head coach in Florida, is everything you say is always maybe picked apart or blown up or highlighted or whatever. And, it was a great experience, a lot of familiar faces. So many of the media members there I've interacted with on some level through my coaching career. Man, the SEC does everything the right way. That was a fantastic event. But very active event to the point at the end of the day I was really ready to be done talking to anybody for like 24 hours. So I felt like I could hibernate for a day after that and be just fine.
Well, Coach, the last thing I want to ask you, and it was a great video that I watched, and you got to sit on at the table with Coach Saban, and I cannot believe it. Coach John Summerall has converted Coach Nick Saban. He said he was a semi-Florida Gator fan now. He said it, Coach. I heard him.
Yeah. Well, he's a Florida resident at times, living down in Jupiter, and so and we've stolen Stuart Bell as our president, who was at the University of Alabama for 10 years as the president during some of Coach Saban's time. Coach Saban, man, I have a ton of respect for. He's been great to me in our interactions, and really hit it off. And like I said, I've always admired him. And now that we've got him partially converted to being a Florida Gator, that fires me up.
I bet it does. I'm sure it does. Well, Coach, we're going to let you go. We know that your time is very valuable, and we do appreciate you always coming on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here in Northwest Florida. And, you've got one of the best communication directors. I'm going to say it. Scott Burns is a class act. He is awesome, and I appreciate him always being available, and you will be being available for our show. Thank you so much, Coach.
I appreciate your spot on. Scotty B's the best, and it's his son's birthday today, too, so he's even working on his son's birthday.
Wow.
So how about that?
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. Well, Coach, we wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully we'll get some time to talk to you after the season starts, and always for all the fans here in Northwest Florida, go Gators, right?
Appreciate you, brother. Go Gators.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Coach John Summerall with the Florida Gators joining us right here on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line. If you want to be a part of this, show, you can call that line as well, 850-215-6290. I mean, again, the guy is a class act, Jeffrey. I mean, just being able to talk to him, I believe him. Like, I believe what he's saying. I don't believe it's a fluff thing. I don't believe it's trying to be a popularity contest. I know that he knows the task in front of him is large, but he also is ready to take that task. And he's done a lot of talking. And like he said, he was ready to don't want to talk anymore. It's time to put it on the field. Are you impressed with him as far as, obviously you're an LSU fan, and but this guy, he's top notch.
Yeah, I mean, we keep on looking back at last year, right?
Yeah.
Can we stop doing that?
We're going to try.
No, I mean, this year is going to be totally different from last year. Opening up a Long Island last year and then having South Florida upset you in your own house.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen this year. They're going to open up with Florida Atlantic. They're going to steamroll them. They're going to turn around. They're going to steamroll Campbell even worse.
Yeah, they're going to make them they're going to go from chicken noodle to broth.
And then I'm going to convert you because you keep on saying Auburn's got that shot playing at Jordan-Hare in the third week.
It's going to be
and I'm sorry.
Be tough.
I'm going with the Gators.
Okay. Well,
and we're doing pick 'em. And we ain't even seen week 0.
That's right. We will though. We'll do pick 'em.
Oh, we're doing pick 'em.
And I'm excited about it. We're going to keep it on the board.
Oh, we should put it right there.
Yeah, we're going to keep it on the board.
And watch the morning crew probably tear it down.
No, they don't do that. They're on board with us. We're all good.
They kept LSU up for a whole weekend.
They kept it up so that we can write the L's when they lose.
Yeah,
so that's what we're going to be able to do.
I'm wondering what Coach Hale's been saying about that. But no, really, week 3, man. Everybody's looking ahead. The Auburn fans are looking ahead to it.
Everybody.
The Gator fans are looking ahead to it.
Yes. I was on the great Buddy Martin's podcast last night, and that is the game they're talking about on his show. And, I mean, Shane Matthews was there. They're talking about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of these guys are talking about – Franz Beard was there. They're all talking about that game with the Auburn Tigers, and that's the one. That's the one. Now, I don't think it's going to
guess who's playing that same day?
Who?
I think Bama's playing Florida State.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. But I don't think that's going to make or break, either one of them. But I think it's going to be that gauge. It'll be the gauge of where they are. So, but, yeah, you're right. So, Alabama will play Florida State. Auburn will play Florida.
So it's the Florida –
Alabama.
And us here in lower Alabama, we're not sure what we're doing. Right?
That's right.
You're wearing the red today.
Yeah, that's right. You are too, so we're all on it. Bone Crusher, you've been quiet about this. I mean, you've been around a lot of, or heard a lot of coaches talk before. What do you think about Summerall? Give us your opinion, because that's the second time we've had him. And, he doesn't mince his words.
There was one question you didn't ask him. I wanted to know where he went, what nail salon he used. That was I had my pen out. I was going to write that down.
Yeah. That's kind of weird, Bone. Are you wanting to share the water his foot's in? I mean, what's the deal?
That's how Bone Crusher thinks. You know what I was thinking?
What?
You just came from New Orleans. There's so many good restaurants on all that. Tell me where to eat in Gainesville.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got them. I know Steve Spurrier's got a restaurant over there. It's pretty nice from what I've heard. I'm going to go to that one.
I ate at Don Shula's, and it wasn't living up to par.
Really?
Yeah. Shula's Steakhouse? Nah.
Well, let's talk about the Gators for a second. And he made mention of some of those guys that he was talking about for his offensive line. And as well as I do, that's going to be the real push in the SEC.
Well, because they didn't score a whole lot last year, right?
No.
The Gators didn't. And they had a good running back who was sporadic because I guess you're blaming it on the offensive line, aren't you?
Yeah, it is the offensive line. Wow. And it was that, but it's also the play calling. I mean, when you're putting yourself – this is the deal. You want to take it where you're going to run the football on first down. You try to, so you're wanting to get
establish the run.
You're wanting to get 3 to 4 yards on your run. Mm-hmm. But sometimes these coaches will throw the ball. Mm-hmm. Well, if you throw an incomplete pass, you're 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
Not 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6. So
now if you run 2 times in a row,
you're done.
And you get 3 and you get 4, you're looking at
4th and 3.
4th and 3.
And you're punting.
And your season's, your drive's over.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, that's what I feel like, and I believe like a lot of the Florida fans will say, last year's play calling with Billy Napier at the helm was a part of the problem. He had talent there. Mm-hmm. He had players that could play, but the talent level was really not used to its fullest capabilities because of the play calling. Now, I will tell you this. All the Florida faithful, not just the fans, but the people that actually are analysts, are looking at all this, they really trust Buster Faulkner. And Buster Faulkner was the number 1 assistant coach that was sought after, if you want to call it the coaching portal last year, that he got to come to Florida. If you watch some of the things, I've watched some of their plays and looking at some of the stuff. Buster Faulkner is a very creative play caller, and he allows the quarterback to really move and be creative in it. And that's why I wondered, and obviously we didn't have a lot of time to dive into a deep conversation. I wanted to get these questions out to him. But it makes you wonder, because every time he gets talking about Philo, he always brings up Tramel Jones. And I understand that, because he's got confidence and faith in both of them. He's just trusting Philo a little bit more now. And I just wonder if once Tramel Jones figures out the play calling or the playbook, I wonder if Tramel Jones is going to be the guy, because he is elusive. He can run. He can do some things that Philo doesn't do as well.
So you don't think there's a confidence problem or differential between the two?
It was playbook and playbook only. I'm going to take Coach Summerall at his word, and that's what he said. He said the playbook, he's made the biggest jump, Tramel Jones has, but he still doesn't have confidence like he does in Philo in being able to understand the play calls and understand, because it's just like this. I mean, Shane Matthews on Buddy Martin's show last night, he was talking about how that, when you have an offense set and you've got to put people in motion or you've got to move them, that sets up the play and puts you in the perfect position to put the defense on their heels. Yeah. Well, what happens is if you don't know the playbook and you forget to call that guy in motion, that play is crushed, because when you put them in motion, that totally changes the defense and it changes what they're doing so that they can't just pin their ears back and go after you. So it's really a sophisticated look at the offense versus the defense. So realistically, that was the whole deal. It had nothing to do with throws.
You think the quarterback is doing audible to change it because of what he's seeing on the defense?
That, and also he might be more comfortable because he's been in this system long enough that he could send him to
the offensive coordinator.
Yes, he could send him to the huddle with 2 plays, and he might be able to check out of it and go to the other play.
Yeah. Because they see the set and they're like, oh, we know what they're doing.
Right. And then you change it, and then, boom, you catch them off guard, and you get the matchup you want. And I will tell you this, the wide receivers that Florida has, don't sleep on them, because they've got a little bit of all, whether it's quickness, whether it's the deep ball threat, or whether it's just possession football. Those 4 guys that they have in their quarterback room or in their wide receiver room that you're going to see them rotate in and out, you're going to see some talent out there. And those guys aren't going to – if Philo can get them the ball and get it to them quick and put the ball where it needs to be, you're going to talk about how that, because everybody talks about being able to stop Jaden Baugh, and that's true. The guy's a stud. But if Philo can get those wide receivers going and you don't know where they're going to throw you or run you, you're going to be Florida's going to put some people in a lot of trouble. That's why it's so important. That's why I asked him because you remember when we talked to him the first time, he talked about how the offensive line is not there. They had their spring game, the orange and blue game, and he talked about it. It seemed as though he was a little bit worried, a little bit of a concern that the offensive line, because they didn't look very good. Because let's look at it. Let's talk about this for just a second. Every single college quarterback that's playing Division I college football that plays quarterback, they can make the throws for the most part. Mm-hmm. They're going to be able to throw the out. They're going to be able to throw the deep ball. They're going to be able to throw the seam. They're going to be able to throw the slant. They're going to be able to dump. They're going to be able to do all that. But can you run the offense?
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
You're a conductor.
Right, you are. And you've got all of these moving pieces. It's the hardest position to play in sports.
Yeah, because you have to think for other people.
Yes. And you have to – they may not know – I mean, sometimes you may forget I'm lined up. I need to be 5 yards off of the tight end. No, you need to be 8 yards. We're double setting. We're double stacking over here. You got to move out. So as a quarterback, you can't just say, I'm going to do my job. The offensive linemen, they work together, but technically I know I got him. I look over at my offensive line coach, and I see who and what I'm supposed to be doing, what set I'm doing, what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And I know that I've got to do that. And I really can't worry about what the wide receiver on the other side or the tight end or the other tackle's doing. I got to worry about what I'm doing. I got to be there. The center, same thing. He's got to call out some stuff. He's got to snap that ball back to him, and he's got to get up in there and either turn or hold, one of the two. Mm-hmm. But the quarterback, he's got to be able to sit. I mean, how many times have you seen a quarterback getting ready to snap the ball, and he looks over and he's telling him, you got to come this way.
Yeah. Or
he lifts his leg up to put somebody in motion. Or there's been times where the running back's on the wrong side and he's like tapping his side. Come over here, come over here, come over here. You've seen the running back move. So if you look at it, you're exactly right. Your example is perfectly correct. He's a maestro. He's got all of the symphony going, and he's got to be able to make the sound right.
So when Garrett Nussmeier was picking up his leg,
yeah, it wasn't because
his left leg was for something and his right leg was for something else.
I think he had gas.
Well, Louisiana food,
I guess. Either way, here I am talking about that. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about our interview with Coach John Summerall of the Florida Gators. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's here. The 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. Plus more opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Tuesday afternoon. The rest of the day, possible thunderstorms and some sun and 88 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light showers and mostly clear skies and a low near 77. Tomorrow, partly sunny in the morning, but otherwise very light rain, and a high around 88. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Football season is right around the corner.
Touchdown!
And 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has an unbelievable schedule of college and NFL games. Do you own a business, want to reach more customers? Put the power of ESPN Northwest Florida to work for you. Advertising opportunities are available right now. For more information, call 850-215-4468 or go to espnpc.com and click the contact button.
Pull up a chair, Braves country, because your Atlanta Braves are ready to play ball on the Braves Radio Network.
And he swings it. It's one high and deep to left field. Green to the wall, and it's gone! Home run, Ozzie Albies!
Tonight, one of baseball's biggest matchups comes to Truist Park as the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Atlanta for a 3-game series with the Braves.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The pulse of the fan, the voice of the game.
Maybe we should go and find another G League player to the Alabama team, and we probably could win.
Local and louder than ever. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the back-to-back world champion Dodgers. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. The Braves on the Gulf Coast are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Cito, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories right here in the Panhandle. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of this show, you can call the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. You can text in or you can call in, as well as you can go on our Facebook page and blow up stuff as these guys are blowing up. I'm going to read some of these. My wife said she loves Buddy Martin. I do too. He is fantastic. Let's see. I was going to read one here. Christopher Multiconti said that we know Florida's offense now is going to be very similar to Georgia Tech last year. They will bring Jones in to run the ball from time to time. They will play ball control and look for 3.5 yards per play. Kyle Albritton says that Wilson, VB3, Singleton, Mays, Stockton, Abrams, and I could keep going. Best wide receiver room in the country.
So it's Cooper Barkate. He's a transfer from Duke. He got 1,000 yards last year, so he transferred to the Miami Hurricanes.
With Menza.
Yes, with Menza, so he's got the relationship there. And then you have Malachi Toney, who was also a 1,000-yard receiver last year. So, yeah, Miami's wide receiver room is not shabby at all. And they had another transfer from South Carolina.
Yeah. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and go. And you know what? I'm going to come back to what you guys said, Kyle and Christopher Multiconte, after the phone call. We're going to go ahead and go to the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line. We got Nate on the line. Nathan, how are you today, my friend?
It's Takeover Tuesday, baby. Big Nate's in the house.
What's going on, man?
Well, it's a sad day indeed. And right after my wedding anniversary yesterday of 24 years, 25 with knowing the poor lady, and then we reached today, and I find out that Dolly Parton passed away, and I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, she did, unfortunately.
You know that she was a huge sports fan?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
She was massively into sports, and so I wanted to give my respects over the air. She deserves to be praised in every venue, every medium, everything that you can put out there. And the fact that the next tropical storm that is brewing in the Atlantic is named Dolly.
Yeah, unreal.
She's coming for us, man. Vengeance.
Let me ask you this: what was your most favorite Dolly Parton song? Because a lot of people love Dolly because of her stuff and her things that she did, but she didn't really put out brand new music when some of these some of these fans have come along. So I mean, obviously, I'm sure Bone Crusher and Jeff, with them being older, they would know more about the her song. So what's the favorite song?
Well, I'm pretty old. One of her favorite songs that my mom loved because she was about the same age. So when she was growing up, she heard Jolene. She's a religious lady. She understands that lifestyle because she had a very similar type of upbringing in a poor rural town of Orosi, California. So I got that. I'm more of a 9 to 5 kind of. That was like in my growing up days, and I could see her on the movie screens and stuff like that. But if I had to go back to one song that she probably didn't make as famous that Whitney Houston did.
Yeah.
And For the Bodyguard. And it's still one of the highest grossing singles, and you guys know that song.
And she made money off of it.
Yeah.
Right. But if I have to go back to my personal favorite, her and Kenny Rogers, man.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one.
In the stream,
dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how do you I mean, come on, man.
Oh man.
You got the gambler, and you got the you know, and she best little whorehouse in Texas. I mean, that was like the movie that kind of like made me a man. I mean, come on. It's the first time I heard that word.
Yeah, I mean,
that we're not supposed to say on the air. I don't know.
Probably
you
not.
You guys got weird rules down here in Florida. So.
But I will say this, you know, like she is a icon for sure. I mean, all the stuff that you're talking about, where it was movies, TV shows, everybody knows. If you say the word Dolly, you don't even have to say her last name. She's like MJ. It's the same thing. If you say Dolly, you know, everybody has that same person that they're thinking of. And, I mean, bridges were named after her, all of this stuff. So, I mean.
Well, it's not like the Dalai Lama.
No,
that's
correct.
A completely different Dolly.
Yeah, totally different.
My daughter works for a company that Dolly owned while she was alive. Her organization still owns it. And she got to meet Dolly Parton last year before she passed away. So, I mean, that's just like, we have a little kinship going now because, like, oh, Dolly, she's awesome. She's very cool. And my daughter was just like, she's such the she said she was the nicest lady besides her mom that she ever met. And I'm just like, I just wanted to give some tribute out to her. No sports talks today. I could talk about a bunch of stuff like that tomorrow, but today is Dolly's day. And I just wanted to give that out to the fans out there. And thank you for letting me spill my guts.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nate. We always appreciate it, man.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
You too, buddy.
She's a real Tennessee Titan.
Yeah. Yeah. And Pirates Voyage, you know, here in Panama City Beach, that's hers. And
I went for Christmas. She flew into my work last year at the ribbon cutting. So it was like June 5th or 6th or something like that. And she had the black SUVs, the big black. So they basically had like a caravan of vehicles and all that. And she stepped off of her large plane.
Yeah.
And she wanted to like talk to everybody and be real nice to everybody and everybody. And at some point, you know, the manager's got to be like, Dolly, we got to get going to Pirates Voyage, and we're going to do the ribbon cutting, and you know, TV's going to be there and everything. So it had been open for I think like 3 days, and she was there to do the ribbon cutting. So she came into town, and you know, she's a class act, man.
I remember, you know, just thinking about her and thinking about some of the things that she did while she was on TV and all. I remember when she came on American Idol. Like that was, she was on there, and it was really when American Idol was like in its prime, where you had Randy Jackson and Paul Abdul
and Simon
Cowell, and you know, Simon had said something to somebody during the show or whatever, and I remember her looking at Simon and saying, "Simon, you need Jesus. That's what you need." You know, so, you know, she had her little ways.
She was quick-witted.
Yeah, she had her little ways of doing that. Bone Crusher, you've been in the music industry for a long time. You know, talk about Dolly Parton, what she to you means, because, I mean, she's definitely an icon.
Well, one story about Dolly Parton that not a lot of people know, and of course everyone knows I Will Always Love You was performed by Whitney Houston, part of the Bodyguard, but she put that song out in 1973, and Elvis wanted to do that song, and she told Elvis no. She turned Elvis down. Elvis' manager wanted Dolly to split the publishing rights with Elvis, and Dolly said no. No, I mean, she was so excited to do that performance with Elvis. She wanted it so bad. But that's how smart she was. Despite wanting to do it, despite Elvis, she knew that she could not accept that deal.
Yeah. And to think that, you know, back in the day, to have someone of Elvis's stature to ask you that, and you just have the gall to stand up and say, no, that's not a good business decision. And as you can see, she had a very business savvy mind because of all of the stuff that she's involved in. There's another thing that she did that a lot of people know, but maybe they don't know, is the fact that she did like a kids book club thing. And if you signed up for that book club, Dolly Parton would send you free books throughout the summer to the kids for free of charge. You just had to sign up for it. Wow. She sure did. So, like, that's just some of the things that she did. And like you said, you know, I mean, let's
She
let's
wanted
be
to touch
honest.
other people's lives.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, look at some of these. I mean, we talk to athletes, we get to talk to coaches, and some of these guys, they're not very friendly. I mean, I'll be honest with you. There's some guys that I've met and talked to. They're not very friendly. I've been around celebrities and singers and rappers and actors and all of that. And not everybody is genuine. Not everybody is who they portray themselves to be on the air.
She almost didn't need PR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
and
that's it.
I was shopping. I think it was last year. I went to St. Augustine, and this is the far reaches of it because she's from Tennessee. Dolly for President shirts, and then little drink coasters. Dolly for President. I mean, that's kind of how people were. They loved her that much. I will say one thing though. Her longtime husband passed away last year, and I think that she had a hard time probably, processing it. Because when you live with somebody for so long, like 50-something years, it's a fixture. And I think part of her problem probably was heartbreak that somebody's gone like that.
Yeah.
You have a void in your life when something like that happens.
Yeah. So she was 80 years old and, lived a very long life. And we're thankful. You know what I mean? Like, I know this is ESPN.
She was a blessing on everyone.
Yeah. Everybody loved Dolly. It was it is a painful day for a lot of fans, a lot of kids, and, people that have met her, people that know her family, all of that. Dolly Parton was a class act, and Nate talking earlier about it, that was kind of funny, thinking about, I remember, as a kid watching 9 to 5, the movie, and, that song that she wrote for that, because a lot of people don't realize, she was a writer too. Yes, she could sing, but she wrote too. So like she was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? Right. And, for her to continue and to be this icon, this legend, I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of memorial service stuff. There's going to be probably, stuff. They're probably going to be playing all of her movies.
Yeah, all the musicians are going to come out of the woodwork. There's going to be so many great tributes to look forward to honor her.
Yeah, they'll probably have like some type. It's going to be huge at Pigeon Forge.
Oh yeah, Pigeon Forge is. I'm sure there's people there today that found out today, and I'm sure they made a announcement and all that.
They're on the streets crying.
Right now for sure. Yeah, because she was loved there, and I'll say this, man. When he started naming the songs, it just made me think about them all, and I'm gonna have to agree with him. Islands in the Stream.
It is.
That was
It was a mega hit.
Yeah, that was the one.
And it was massive. And Kenny Rogers was still on top at that time.
Yes. Yeah, and it catapulted both of them. Because back in the day, that was the thing that they would do. They would have solo stars that would come together and do a song. And man, a lot of times it would blow up. You think of Conway Twitty. I'm dating myself now. Conway Twitty and the coal miner's daughter. What was her name?
Tammy Wynette? No.
What's the coal miner's daughter?
Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn. Yeah, there you go. You had those two singing that Mississippi Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana Man.
Yeah,
it was like Jeff and somebody down the street here. But definitely that song was great. So,
biggest female country artist of all time.
Yes.
Shania's not even in the ballpark.
No,
forget
definitely, because again,
Faith Hill maybe in the top 5, maybe.
I don't know,
but
definitely Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton. But Dolly Parton's number one.
And what a great American story! Because Dolly Parton came from such poverty. She grew up in a 2-room cabin. I mean, we're not talking about the 1800s. We're talking just a generation ago. Just absolute poverty to go from that to where she is. What an inspiration.
Yeah, used her musical abilities to take care of her family generations from now, that her great grandchildren will be able to have a successful life and not have to live in the poverty that she did and she grew up in. So
in Appalachia.
Yeah. So there you go. But either way, our tribute to Dolly Parton and on an ESPN radio sports show. So there you go with the Paul Wilson right
There's
here.
a big wall mural in downtown Knoxville, and I took a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
Of Dolly. And,
yeah.
She that's her country, man.
Oh yeah, they love her up there.
Eastern Tennessee, big time.
Yeah, big time Tennessee people love her for sure, and all of America does. So either way, we're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, We're going to dive into all of the breaking news and all of the stuff that we've got going on this week, because this week 0. You're listening to the Sports Blitz. Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
Like Darryl Green. Darryl Green can outrun everybody in the NFL at 40 years old. Yep. It doesn't mean that they're washed up athletically. They just don't want to go through it. By the way, tell Jeffrey he ain't going to bankrupt LSU when he got Troy Landry going to catch some more alligators. Y'all have a good day.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Something big is coming.
On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans.
The countdown has begun.
All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means Florida from Texas to California, every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms: dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
Football season is right around the corner.
Touchdown!
And 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has an unbelievable schedule of college and NFL games. Do you own a business, want to reach more customers? Put the power of ESPN Northwest Florida to work for you. Advertising opportunities are available right now. For more information, call 850-215-4468 or go to espnpc.com and click the contact button. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Alan Watson from Gulf Plus in Panama City Beach.
When we first came to Panama City Beach to launch our business, we didn't really have a voice and we didn't have any way of letting people know that we were here and we were new. ESPN Radio has given us a way to reach our audience, which is sports fans, because of being in the golf industry. And we've managed to grow the business while staying on the radio for 6 straight years. So it's been the kind of thing that's really helped us to grow. It's brought in the most business, and it's the thing that we're recognized for and people associate us with. I couldn't be happier with our association with ESPN Radio.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to espnpc.com and click the contact button. That's espnpc.com and click contact.
Pull up a chair, Braves country, because your Atlanta Braves are ready to play ball on the Braves Radio Network.
And he swings it. It's one high and deep to left field. Green to the wall, and it's gone! Home run, Ozzie Albies!
Tonight, one of baseball's biggest matchups comes to Truist Park as the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Atlanta for a 3-game series with the Braves.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Beyond the score. Touchdown! Beyond the headlines.
Double play!
Our coverage goes deep.
Highway robbery!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight after the show take on the world champion Dodgers. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. Always right here on Northwest Florida. Why are you rolling your eyes about the Braves? They're going to beat them.
Back-to-back world champions. Don't even knock it down.
I said it the first time.
You said
this
world
time
champs.
I said world champs because they are.
Back-to-back.
Well, do you think they're going to win it again?
To back.
Wow. Okay. Write it down. Jeffrey already said it.
know.
If you want to be a part of this show and disagree with Jeffrey, you can call in on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. I know yesterday we discussed it, but there have been more reports and more stuff that has happened. The SEC yesterday put out a statement, and I'll be honest with you, it stopped short of saying you can't do it. It stopped short of saying no. It stopped short of saying we don't want to have anything to do with this. It said basically college athletes, not former professional athletes, have been at the heart of the Southeastern Conference. Individuals who choose to leave colleges, sign professionally playing contracts, and complete professionally should not then be permitted to return to college competition. It said that, but it said they didn't say you can't do it. They used it more of, this is the last paragraph of what they said. College sports are for college athletes. The current confusion around national eligibility standards emphasizes the need to advance the Protect College Sports Act. So they turned it around the way the SEC was, and it seems like they're trying to say, okay, guys, Congress needs to take this, not the SEC. Mm-hmm. So I was a little disappointed with that. But breaking news today at around noon, sources say the Big Ten is going to pass a rule that doesn't allow the players to return from the NFL and play for a Big Ten school. Because you can do that in your conference. You set the rules. You set the pace. It's just like what Texas Tech did with Brendan Sorsby. They said, that's not going to happen in our conference. Mm-hmm. That's fine, Texas Tech. You go ahead and do what you want to do. Let him play, but our teams aren't going to play you. And when you start having the leverage of being able to pull back, then that's when things happen. So the Big Ten's saying yes. The Big 12, I was listening to Pat McAfee and them, and they said that anyone who's declared for the NFL draft and did not withdraw, appeared on an NFL roster, or signed a contract with the Pro League cannot be on a Big Ten roster nor on the Big 12 roster. So they've both come out with those statements. Obviously, I almost said Morgan Freeman, but Marcus Freeman has said that Notre Dame is not going to be in that because, Notre Dame, they don't have a conference.
What do you want me to say about it?
I just wanted to get your nod.
So
on
what's
that.
sad is that these schools, these member schools, can vote by proxy, but we don't trust Congress enough to vote by proxy.
Right. That's so true.
That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, my goodness.
I've gotten several text messages. I've gotten several calls from people across the sports world saying, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Mm-hmm. I referred to the Buddy Martin show last night that I was on last night with Shane Matthews and Buddy and friends. Shane Matthews was so upset about it. He does not agree at all. And the one thing about him, he likes Lane Kiffin as a football coach. Now, the other stuff that Lane Kiffin does, he doesn't like. But this right here, he said it's the most stupidest rule. It's the stupidest thing, and it's terrible for football. And that's one of the things, because he was the player at the Gators, and, he played professionally as well. But I'm just saying, it is not a – it's not a – how is it going to be good? I know it's your team, and I'm not jumping on your back that much. Now, we got some guests coming on in the latter part of the week. They're going to fry you in the frying pan if you don't change your stance on this, because you're not –
No.
You were so big – you were so big –
We're just going to play by the rules.
No.
If the rules get changed, we're going to play by those rules.
Well, we played by the rules at Alabama for basketball.
The game is devolving. It's not evolving.
Yeah.
Seriously. Think about it. I don't agree with all these changes, but if you're going to change this stuff and you're going to start paying people in NIL and all this kind of stuff, you've had to adjust, and now you're having more adjustments and everything. Well, just go ahead and put all the rules in concrete and never change them, and this game will never evolve and it'll never devolve either.
No,
because that's what's happening right now.
Okay, but that's like saying
it's unraveling.
That's like saying one city in all of America has decided that they're going to allow.
Wait. This already happened in basketball. We already been here. Alabama ain't the only one. It was Baylor. There was other schools that took back professional players. And then now it's happening, 8 months later? And we're talking about football.
It's all about that
disease.
2022.
It's spread from basketball over to football. And then, this guy's just playing by the rules.
It's all about the 2020, though. That's 2022's, they're, bless their hearts, they don't get their fifth year.
COVID is pretty much over.
It is over.
Yeah.
But, the 2022, they didn't get their fifth year, Jeffrey. Why we get our fifth year? Come on, man.
I've never declared for my collegiate eligibility, so I should be able to play at 53 years old.
I did read a pastor did make a Division III school football roster. He's going to be playing defensive tackle, and he's like 43 years old. So there you go. Yeah,
wow.
He's closer to my age than your guys. But.
What do you want me to play? Linebacker and just stand in the way?
Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Gator Jamie on the line. Jamie, how are you today, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, boys? How are y'all?
We're doing great. How would you like? Were you able to listen to your coach?
No, I didn't get a chance to hear it. I didn't know he was on. I was doing that work thing. Gets in the way of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the work thing. I get it. Yeah, you got to eat. I forgot. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what do you think?
Man, I just called up to say that I was wrong. I called up about a month ago, and they were talking about NFL guys coming back and this and that, but I didn't know it was going to go to the extreme that it has. This is too far, and it's just like Lane Kiffin to be the one pushing the envelope, and I was wrong. I don't, that there's got to be a line drawn in the sand, and I think the conferences are what's going to happen. The SEC needs to get on board and draft a little rule and make sure that they're in step with Big 10 and Big 12, and prevent these guys that have been in pro camps for 6 months to come back and play. One more. These mercenary guys to come back and play one more year of college ball. They're professional players. Get them out of there. And I was wrong about that, but I was right about Lane Kiffin. I didn't want him at Florida, and I'm so glad we didn't get him.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we didn't get him because he's in this stuff all the time. He just wallows in controversy. He just can't stand himself if you don't have some bull crap going.
Well, let me ask you a question. I think about adding another rule because they just circumvented the whole transfer portal. This guy, Wright, that was going from the Browns to LSU, he wasn't even at LSU last year. He was at Ole Miss.
Right.
He just circumvented the whole transfer portal. Let's go and create a rule right there. There's no getting around the transfer portal. Once it's closed, you're done. If that guy decides to even go back to college, guess what? He's got to go back to Ole Miss.
Does Josh Allen have another year of eligibility? Can we raise enough money to get him at Florida?
The true statement.
You know what I mean?
Clemson needs a quarterback. Trevor Lawrence. There you go.
Right. Well, we got to draw a line. Is what I'm saying. Something's got to be happening to delineate or just make these guys professional players, and there is no line, and it's a major league, minor league type situation.
And
one or the other.
And nobody wants that because I still want them to go to school. Obviously, I know these guys aren't going to school to get a degree hardly anymore. I know some of them are, so I may be discounting some. But realistically, they're going to play football. They're going to play baseball, basketball, whatever. When I went to school, yes, I had a degree. I had a career path, all of that. But I was going to play basketball. My whole college career was evolved around playing basketball. That's what I did. And so a lot of these kids that they're going there, they're doing that. But I'm just saying, if they're enrolled in school and then they unenroll and graduate and leave and go get in a professional league, that's it. That should be it. That should be where the line's drawn.
100%. I think if you go into the draft and you go undrafted, you need to make a call right then of whether you want to go back to college and finish your eligibility, or if you report to any kind of pro camp, any kind of tryout at any pro league anywhere, then you're not eligible anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is that they can do it.
Yeah, they can do it. They have the power to do it. The Big Ten's doing it.
Yeah.
If all the leagues just say, yeah, if you want that guy in your team, you can have that guy in your team, and we'll even play the game so we can still make the money, but all your wins are going to be nothing. You're going to be 0-0 at the end of the season.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And eligible for nothing.
Yeah, that's right. And I agree with what Jeff said. If the portal's closed, then you've already made your decision, man. The portal's closed. We're sorry. It's like when a restaurant closes, you don't go back and say, "Hey, could you turn the oven back on? I'm hungry."
Well, yeah, I don't get to put in my 2-week notice and then go work at the new job for a month and then come back and go, you know what, that wasn't for me. I'm back, and not only am I back, but I want a better position and a raise.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, Jamie.
Just think of how far we've devolved. 40 years ago this year, Bo Jackson got on an airplane and went to go see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are all about because he was told that he would still have his college baseball eligibility going on. And then, you know what they said? They said, no, you can't come back and even play baseball.
Nope.
A separate sport because he got on a plane with the Buccaneers.
Yep, you're right.
Yep. And you know, and that was too far the other way.
Right.
You know, we're somewhere the sweet spot is somewhere in the middle, but we have completely fallen off the wagon now. We're off the rails now.
Hey, let me ask you real quick before we
and
go.
Lane Kiffin is the poster boy for it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're getting on Jeff's toes right now. But let me ask you this before you go. We're about to have to take a break, but let me ask you this question. Now that you know that the starting quarterback is Philo for the first game, now you've heard I'll ask you to go back and listen. Maybe you didn't hear, but the offensive line, Summerall is very happy with this offensive line and having number 13 in the backfield. How comfortable and how excited are you for the Gators for this year now that you've heard more of this stuff about what they're doing?
Yeah, the little bit I've been paying attention to it, and I just, you know, I pick up little clips on Instagram and you know, TikTok or whatever, and I feel pretty good about it. I really like Coach. He seems like a straight shooter. You know, he's just like a ball coach. You know, it seems like he just wants to coach ball and try to win games and get these guys as good as they can be. So I'm pretty optimistic. I think we can win 8 games. I think of the 4 big boys that we're playing, the 4 playoff teams that people are projecting, Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, we're going to beat one of those teams, maybe 2 of them. And if we do that, then that's our season's success. And if we go 1-10 and we beat Georgia, then we're good.
And tell Paul that Auburn is not one of the big 4.
They're not. They're not. Still a tough team.
Negative. They are not. No, Auburn. That Auburn game is going to be a big indicator of how our season's going to go, but they are absolutely not one of the big 4.
I agree with you, Jamie. But thank you so much for your call. Always a pleasure, my friend.
All right, you guys have a good day.
You too, buddy. Thank you so much. And he's right. I mean, if you can win, but what happens usually all the time is those trip-up games where you got to always be ready.
Okay, there's no warm-up game before that. They're going to go from cold to being, you got to be up here, and you got to perform. They're going to have, it's not shifting gears, Paul. You're jumping. Your transmission might go out. Hopefully it won't. But Auburn is going to be a step up from the 2 opponents they had before that.
Right, because, but Auburn would be playing a team that is a little bit more comparable in Baylor starting the season than who Florida opens the year with. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So
Auburn's going to be tested.
They're going to already have a little bit of
and in Florida, will be cold coming in.
They'll be straight up. Yeah.
Straight up, like, we got to change not just 1 gear,
we got to
4 gears
we gotta
up,
go on up.
And you got to go fast.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that Florida's going to stumble out the gate, but I think they'll steady the ship, and I think they'll steal a game from Auburn at their place.
I do too. I'm hoping. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some more of this college football talk. If you want to be a part of this show, all you got to do is call in. We'll get you going. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Is Paul right or is Paul wrong? Call the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line, 850-215-6290.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach. Yeah.
Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Tuesday's weather forecast. A mixture of very light rain and mostly clear skies tonight with a low near 78 and a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Possible thunderstorms and light showers tomorrow morning and a temperature of 86. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 87 with a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. Likely thunderstorms Thursday and very warm around 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means Florida, from Texas to California, every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook, prediction, and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Back to the gap at the wall. Out of here!
Pull up a chair, Braves country, because your Atlanta Braves are ready to play ball on the Braves Radio Network.
And he swings it. It's one high and deep to left field. Green to the wall, and it's gone! Home run, Ozzie Albies!
Tonight, one of baseball's biggest matchups comes to Truist Park as the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Atlanta for a 3-game series with the Braves.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And now the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host, Paul Wilson.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Sports Blitz.
We're starting fresh.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the top. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share. Right now.
It is 5 o'clock, and you've locked into the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here on this Tuesday on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the back-to-back champion Dodgers. 6 o'clock is the start time. 6:15 is the first pitch. The Braves on the Gulf Coast are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Billbird Kia, PCB Hobby, Cito, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories right here in the Panhandle. We're so glad to have you joining us. You can call in. You can text in on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line, 850-215-6290. One of our listeners wrote, Justin Fields, he's been in the NFL for 4 years and has 1 year left. Wanting to come back to college. What the heck? I mean, what do you think? Justin Fields come back to Ohio State? Is he going to come back to Georgia? Is he going? He can go anywhere he wants to.
The Jets aren't college?
I mean, maybe. And then Corey said, is this the final year that can happen? No more COVID or mysterious extra year granted. That is correct. That is it.
Until Wuhan creates a new virus.
That's right. That is true. But, when you look at it, the 2022 season, after this year, that will be it. So they're not going to retrospectively take it back. A lot of people believe that, it's just what it is. It's kind of And some of the people, I heard one last night that somebody tried to say, like, in golf, and maybe we can get Alan Watson to speak on this, but like in golf, sometimes your tee time really matters of what you're going to have to play in. So, if me and you are in the golf tournament, you might get, a 10 o'clock tee time, and it might just be beautiful and gorgeous, and I might get a 1 o'clock tee time, and it might start raining and storming and wind blowing, and we played the same round, but on different terrains, and the whole environment's different. And so, it's like, well, that's not fair.
Well, yeah.
But
I mean, you'll be playing football and you'll pick one side of the field because the wind's at your back for the first quarter, and it doesn't mean the second quarter is going to be like that.
Right. But what I'm saying is like they're trying to make it straight across the board for the 2022 freshmen to be able to get what the 2023, the 24, 25, 26.
What's so special about 2022? Nothing.
They're just trying to make it. They're just trying to make more money. They're just trying to get back in. But you know what? The last caller, Gator Jamie, I appreciate him. I don't know if you remember. He kind of lambasted me a little bit when he called in. I remember the call because me and him have pretty much agreed a lot, but he disagreed with me and said, no, let Tommy Castellanos come back and play for whoever he wants to. So now I'm glad Jamie is on my team now. So he's Team Paul, not Team Jeff. Because you are still getting on my last nerves about this whole deal. When Alabama allowed that guy to come back and play, you lit into me. Oh, Nate Oates and Alabama. Yeah. And I told you, I started beating my hands in the air, and I said, I am not for this Alabama deal. I don't think it's good. I think it's terrible. I don't want it. I didn't say fire Nate Oates. Like I can throw the water out with throwing the baby. Yeah. I can say that, but you haven't. You're still like, well, it's the rules. So I love my coach.
I want Paul's in charge of everything. Ready? Okay. Undrafted. If you declare for the draft, you do not get drafted. You're undrafted free agent, right? Can you go back to college?
Are you still enrolled?
You didn't sign.
Are you still enrolled? Are you still enrolled?
Probably, because the draft is in April, and the almost 90-something% of the schools don't end until like the end of the first week in May.
Okay.
So you're probably still enrolled.
All right, but listen, if we're going to split hairs this way, then this is what we're splitting, all right? Because this is if we go down this road.
Yeah, so let's go down it.
All right,
if you don't sign a contract with anybody, including the Cleveland Browns, because it's useless anyway, you're not going to hardly win any games anyway.
Right.
If you don't sign a contract, yes. And I'm talking about CFL, arena, any kind of professional entity. All right. Are you able to still go back, Paul, if you still have eligibility?
Let me answer this after I give my illustration, because we got to put that baby back in reverse.
Oh.
Because if we do that, if we do what you're talking about.
Yeah. Declaring for the draft and then not getting drafted and then going back.
Then what we're doing is declaring for the draft is no longer needed anymore. If we do this, there will be no declaring for the draft. We're just going to sit and wait and see if we're drafted.
And test the waters.
We're just going to sit in the draft rooms. Yeah. We're going to sit at home with the cameras. We're going to see, are we going to get drafted? And then what they're going to do is they're going to do what the high schoolers do in baseball. And that is, or used to do in baseball. And that is, they're going to sit and wait and say, I was drafted in the 4th round. I don't think I'm going to get a fair shot, so I'm going to stay in college and play and see if I can raise my draft status up. So then what happens is now we've got the 4th round draft pick going to the Cleveland Browns. Pick number 17 is a 0 when we look at it now, because they drafted them, but now they wasted a pick. So some senior, some guy that
see, that's different, though, because he got drafted. I said undrafted.
Right, but what I'm saying is that if we go down this road where we say we're draft eligible, but we want to test the waters and see if we're good enough, then we're just going to no.
Because in the past, there's been basketball players who declared for the draft, realized that no team, he wasn't piquing anybody's interest. And then he said, okay, no, before the NBA draft, I pull back and I'm going back to college.
Well,
They've done that before.
I'm good with there has to be a date. I don't think you should wait for the draft to see if you're drafted. I don't love that part. So, no, I'd say no. If you're declared, you want to talk to some agents, because I feel like it's okay to talk to agents. I feel like it's okay to talk to teams. Go do your interviews, test the waters, see whether or not the teams are seriously see, because what'll happen is now the player holds the prize. Mm-hmm. The way we got it now is the team holds the prize. Because how many times have you heard them say, oh, the Steelers said they were going to draft me, and then when the Steelers pick came, they didn't draft him, and then the next thing they know, they slid and they didn't go, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was done this way.
Yeah.
But now it puts but you got to make a date. Give me a date. May 22nd, June, whatever. Before the draft, after all you've done all of your stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what would that also mean? Now we're going into a deeper rabbit hole. What about the NFL Combine? Because you are invited to the NFL Combine, and you will be taking somebody else's spot. So, yes, if you go to the Combine, sorry, bud, you're out of college. You want to go to your pro day? I'm fine with it, because that's not taking somebody else's spot. But if you're going to go to the Combine, you're taking somebody else's spot. I believe in doing things right. I believe in being fair about it, and I believe in giving everybody the greatest opportunity for themselves. You make the most of your opportunity. You do what you think is going to be best for you and your family, and I'm good with it. But there has to be the parameters for me, because I want it to be done the right way. Obviously, if you're going to allow them to go to the Combine, then you're going to have how many years are we going to go? And you're going to be like, oh, yeah, this, that, and the other. But I'm also a guy that didn't like how I didn't love that Eli Manning didn't want to get drafted by the Chargers. I didn't like that either.
What about Elway?
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I like you get drafted by who you get drafted with. I don't love this whole, I don't want to play for the Browns, I don't want to play for the Jets. Then that just means that the Browns or the Jets aren't ever going to get the guy that everybody wanted. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on it all. I don't want this. I don't think we should go here. I don't think we should allow them to come back. And I think they should set a precedent right now. And unfortunately, I'm just going to say this. We're SEC homers around here. But gosh, Greg Sankey, be a man and step up and be the leader of college football. The Big Ten, again, overshadowed the SEC because they said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and get out in front of this thing, and we're going to say, you know what, we're not doing it. You can't come to the Big Ten if you're going to do that. Now it makes the SEC look like a bunch of cheaters. Let's just be honest. It makes it look like cheaters.
So do you think this is over?
No, it's not over. Unless they come out, because they're going to get sued now. So here's your favorite thing that we get to talk about for the next week or so. Lawyers and courts and judges. So instead of it being about the game, we're in week 0. But now we're going to be talking about court cases. Mm-hmm. Some little court in Boise, Idaho says, okay, this player can play. And he's coming back and he's going to play, and it's going to be – because don't forget, the Alabama player played 10 games. He played.
And they didn't disqualify those games.
No. They still let them count.
Yep.
And Alabama still, because of those games, it could have been an extra seed. It could have been an extra seed. If they would have lost those games, they might have would have had quality of wins or quality of losses.
Or developed a player that guy took up the spot for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the other thing that Shane Matthews was talking about is like what other position? Obviously, we talked about yesterday that Lane Kiffin, didn't fulfill his full roster, which Coach Summerall today, if you heard him, he said, we're full.
So you'd have to cut somebody out in order to make a spot for.
Could you imagine calling that kid into the office and saying, "Hey, we're going to take this guy that played with the Buffalo Bills last year, or that that didn't make the Buffalo Bills, but we just feel like he's a better fit this year. We're going to pay for your school. You're still going to make your money, but you're not going to get to dress out. You're not going to get to rub the gator head when you go out the stadium. You're not going to be able to hear the thousands of people screaming for you at the Swamp. You're not going to be able to.
Stands.
You're going to be in the stands with the students. You can't be on the sideline, or you can be on the sideline, but you can't dress out. You can't put a helmet on. Can't put pads on. So yeah,
I can't believe
imagine that.
Because they used to not have requirements of like so many people on the roster.
Yeah,
it used to not be like that.
Right. It's
because I had friends that were walk-ons, and just let as many walk-ons as you want.
Yeah,
that's how it was back in the days.
Yeah, but I mean that's the other part of it. So I'm not a big proponent of this. This needs to go away. Here we are again, though. When did NCAA become the people's court? Like Judge Wapner, Judge Judy. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, this is what we're doing on the week 0 of college football. Instead of talking about the games, instead of talking about the biggest story of this week was not that Aaron Philo became quarterback of Florida or that Keelan Russell became the quarterback at Alabama. It was that Lane Kiffin has pulled a player from the Cleveland Browns and is now and from the Saints. So it's not just one player, it's 2 players, and now they're coming back to play college again, and that is taking the news feed all across the country.
You know when it changed?
When?
When the Ivy League of the Midwest and the West Coast changed the game, because Northwestern said, we're going to create a labor union. And then Stanford turned around and started getting where they wanted to get the NIL money. And it was just little bitty smart schools like that changed everything. And everybody else followed behind.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad. Again, I'm for a kid making money in college. I'm okay with it. All right? I don't care. Pay them as much as you want, as long as you don't have to pay, as long as the tax dollars don't go to the school to pay it. I don't care. If you got businesses that want to spend their money on winning football games, it's fine with me. Go do it. Bump your chest all day long. I'm a part of that reason they won that national title, because of my business. Fine. If that's what you want to do. But other than that, they've got to be enrolled. They can't be professional. Because I know what we used to call professional, anybody that's paid to play. I get it. We were being paid to play regardless, though. Because, when you went to college, you paid for your college, right?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. Mm-hmm. Mine was free.
Yeah.
And not only that, I got clothes,
housing,
I got shoes,
books.
I got everything. Food. Mm-hmm. I mean, I got it all. I didn't pay for anything. So I was being paid. It just wasn't in the form of dollars.
Yeah.
So we've been paying players. Oh, well, you're an amateur. Yeah, but you were being paid, all right? They were just paying. It's like, somebody paying your bills for you. The stupid things they do on Facebook. Pick 3, $25,000 a year, bring one person back from the dead, all this stuff. And you pick one, and it's like, okay, no more bills for the rest of your life. Somebody else pays it for you. You pick one of those, right? And so that's the same thing. It just because that money wasn't coming to you, it was paying for you to be there. And you paid. They wasn't paying me because I was a nice person, or because I was a swimmer, or because, they needed me to walk around the campus. They paid me to put an orange ball into an orange hoop. That's all that they were doing. And so that's the biggest thing about it, is that it does not have any bearing to me about money. I could care less. People can go crazy all they want, and that's your opinion. That's fine. I don't care about the money part. All I'm saying is you got to be enrolled. You can't get but a certain amount of times that you transfer, and then you can only stay in college for however many years, whether it's 4 or 5. I'm okay with the current rule. You want to go 5? Fine. You want to pay them money? Fine. But we can't let professional sport players that have already practiced, already played in preseason games, to come back to the school that they didn't even go to. Those dudes didn't even play at LSU. They don't have any LSU gear. All of their gear is Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So, and then you know what's going to happen if they do allow them to play. That guy's going to make a catch or a touchdown against Ole Miss, and it's going to be all over the news, and that's all we're going to be talking about.
And then the excuses start.
Yeah. So there you go.
But instead, we'll have LSU national champs, brought to you by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers.
That's right.
And Auburn, sponsored by Yellowwood.
Yeah.
And Alabama, sponsored by Call Me Alabama Lawyer.
Oh, my gosh. You had to go there.
I had to go there.
Well, Ty Humbert said that college sports as we know it is are over. They're over. That's what I mean, if they continue to allow it to happen, it's going to be crazy. Would you have thought we were going to be talking about this, though? I thought it was going to be over.
I thought even with the basketball thing, it was done. I didn't think it would spread to other sports like this.
Yeah, and it did. And that's what's terrible about all of this. So that's crazy. We're going to go ahead and take our next break. When we come back, we got to talk about some of these quarterbacks that have just been named. And there's one that I'm kind of shocked and some people are really mad about. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Your attention, please. ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike 3.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Good evening, this is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Tuesday's weather forecast. A mixture of very light rain and mostly clear skies tonight with a low near 78 and a wind 3 to 7 miles per hour. Possible thunderstorms and light showers tomorrow morning and a temperature of 86. About the same in the afternoon and evening around 87 with a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine. Likely thunderstorms Thursday and very warm around 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Something big is coming.
On September 2nd, DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans.
The countdown has begun.
All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means Florida from Texas to California, every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability. Varies by state.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Bumpers, truck bed covers, camper shells, van shelving, ladder racks, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's Max Fit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. I get people all the time in my store that say, hey, I've heard you on the radio. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly. It's just one of the best form of advertisements I did, and I've gotten great returns off of it. So if you're looking for some form of advertisement to drive traffic, check out Coach Hale Show on ESPN. Contact Coach Hale, and he'll hook you up and get you started in the right direction and get you a lot more business.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468. 850-215-4468.
Pull up a chair, Braves country, because your Atlanta Braves are ready to play ball on the Braves Radio Network.
And he swings it. It's one high and deep to left field. Green to the wall, and it's gone! Home run, Ozzie Albies!
Tonight, one of baseball's biggest matchups comes to Truist Park as the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Atlanta for a 3-game series with the Braves.
Coverage coming up at 6, first pitch 6:15 on your home for the Atlanta Braves. ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Live, local, and now worldwide. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Serving the universe at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the two-time world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. 6 o'clock is the coverage time. 6:15 is the first pitch. Jeffrey's here. Bone Crusher's here. If you want to be on this show, you can call in or you can text in on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. I want to make a program note. This year we will be doing the High School Player of the Week. It's going to be sponsored by S&W Diesel, a diesel company right here in Panama City. You don't want to take your vehicle anywhere else concerning diesels. S&W Diesel is the place to take them. They will be the sponsor for the High School Player of the Week. And we've got our entries already in. Again, coaches, fans, family, friends, it doesn't matter. Somebody you want to nominate, you can nominate them. Just make sure you give us the stats so that we can check them and let our panel of people pick it, because I do not, Jeffrey, want to make anybody mad, because if I didn't pick their baby, they're going to be mad at me. They said, that old Paul Wilson, he didn't pick my son for the High School Player of the Week. I will not listen to his show anymore. So it is not my fault. It's Jeffrey's fault. No, I'm kidding.
It is.
We've got a plethora of people, of guests, of that we have selected that is going to be a part of the committee. So we've got the committee, and every week the way it works is I send out the stats without the name, without the team that they play for, and we lay it out there, and the kid that gets the most votes is going to be the player of the week. So
it could be a girl kicker. I don't care what they
doesn't
are.
matter. We're not saying anything.
Totally blindfolded.
Yep. We're saying I'm just sending them the stats. And so I will say Jeffrey does have a vote, though. So if you want to, I'm sure he's from Louisiana. I'm sure you can sway his vote with some greenbacks. Just saying.
Okay, during the break and all that, we talked just a little bit about something. I want to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
The answer to that question is yes, Miami is playing at Stanford on September 4th. So that is, let me think about this. That is week 1, technically.
Technically week 1.
On a Friday.
Yes.
Which, do you hate it that they're playing on a Friday?
I do, because it's taking away the high school football. I love high school football. I think it's great. I love it. I love being there. I love smelling the grass. I love hearing the fans. I love hearing the band. I love hearing the kids congratulate each other, high fives, do all the stuff, all of that.
Would it be shocking to you if I told you they play Friday, Thursday, and Friday in the first 3 weeks?
Yeah.
The Hurricanes.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What are they trying to do? Get on TV?
I don't understand. The Hurricanes have earned their right to be on television. They don't need a random weirdo spot. I remember last year when I was at one of the games listening to Louisville, and I can't remember who they were playing. Maybe it was
Virginia.
No, it was Miami. Remember when Louisville went
up? It was
up?
a Thursday night game.
Yeah, he went up on Miami, and it was like,
it was a back and forth, and you weren't sure which way it was going. I think it was a 14-point lead or 17-point lead at one point.
Yeah, because Louisville was up, and then after the game, everybody's like, oh, Miami won. And I'm like, it took away from this high school game that we were watching, because everybody on the sidelines, even some of the kids were like, is Miami winning yet? You know what I mean? And their game's going on, and I'm not going to tell you what team it was.
So in defense of the Hurricanes, though, the first 3 weeks that those games are played, Friday, Thursday, Friday, they're playing Stanford, Florida A&M Rattlers, and then Wake Forest.
3 wins in a row.
It's not much of a warm-up.
Yeah. Menza will throw for probably 250, 300 yards, and then they'll take him out, and whoever the backup guy is going to be in all 3 games. But yeah, going back to the S&W Diesel Sports Blitz.
Are you going to
announce
high school
football
this
player.
past week? When are you going to announce that?
That is we're going to be going this year. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to just take a picture with the student. We're actually going to show up at the school and go live and give them their gifts. There's going to be gift cards from restaurants. Duplay is going to be a part of it.
Oh, wow.
S&W Diesel is a part of it. So it's going to be a great deal. They're going to get some really good prizes, and they're going to be honored from ESPN Northwest Florida. So it's going to be a fantastic deal. So we will announce it on Facebook Live at the school during the day, but that night's show or that afternoon show is going to be when we talk about it. We'll give more details about what this student athlete done. See, because that's the other part about this whole thing. I don't want to get away from student athlete because you got to take classes to be a student athlete.
Can I one-up it?
Yeah.
Athletic students. What's the adjective here? It should be athletic is the adjective to the noun student. First and foremost, they're a student, and that would describe the type of student that they are.
Yeah, but
I propose switching it around, Paul. Make it the noun.
You could be in school without scholarship playing intramural, and somebody could say, "Hey, that guy Jeff, he's athletic.
Student.
He's an athletic student." But when I say student athlete, now you're thinking he plays Division I or wherever he plays. He plays on the actual team. He's not intramural in it. So there you go. All right, so let's dive into some of these. Obviously, we talked about Aaron Philo. Let me ask you a question about Aaron Philo. Now, we haven't seen a lot of film on him. We've seen some of the scrimmage stuff. We've seen some of the videos that everybody's put out. We know that he's come from Georgia Tech. And I know that some people, even in our news feed today, has said, that he's going to look like Georgia